Yeah, how are you guys doing? I want to do like a little ask me anything for funsies because I feel like I haven't done this type of content in a while. I've been really enjoying cats, but I also like want to talk to you guys, for funsies. You guys had any like literally it can be anything. Like it doesn't even have to be about me. Also, thank you for the follow. Oh, bet when's it start? Right now, like anytime. Go crazy. You guys want to ask? Well, what was the story from comp sci student to artist? Okay. Do you guys want to know the story of how I dropped out of college, basically? Okay, are you guys ready for it? Get your basil sips ready and get your dumb cats ready. Okay, this is basil lore time. It started off when I was a wee lad. Okay, wee lad being like 2 years ago. I have always done art. That's what I said earlier, right? I've always done art, always. Addicted to it. Love big boobies. Love drawing them. And I was like in my head throughout, I want to say like middle school through high school, because that's when I started thinking about college, right? I was like, oh, I'm such a good computer science student. I freaking love math and computers and computer science. I'm gonna become like an engineer, okay? Crazy as fuck. I love drawing big boobies and cats, right? Let's say like, then we go to high school. High school, straight A student, doing super good in like all STEM. Awesome. Freaking rocking it, Literally, not to flex or anything, but my freshman year of high school, I jumped all the way to stats because I had finished freshman, sophomore, and junior years of math within the first year, and then jumped towards like the last. I jumped towards pre-calc slash, no, it's pre-calc trig. That's what I was doing freshman year. So I was kind of smart, just a little bit. Sophomore year, I did calculus. Junior year, I did stats. It was optional, but I did it because why not? However, like, I was like really smart, and in my head, I was like, guys, I'm literally gonna be like the smartest person alive. So I lied to myself. I really liked art at this time, though. Like, I really did like art, and I still tried to convince myself that I didn't, right? So I applied to a bunch of schools under computer science. It's something I still regret. It's been 2 years. This is probably one of my biggest regrets ever. Simply because I lied to myself. Like, I'm pretty sure if I had applied to these schools with my portfolio, I would have gotten in. Basically, I got rejected from all my schools that I applied to that I thought I would easily get into because of, like, my grades, my AP stuff, whatever. Like, basically got rejected from all my top schools. Got into a UC that I didn't really care about. They didn't really have programs I cared about. Still went because I was like, what else am I gonna do? But I fell into like the worst depression ever. What the fuck? Why didn't they accept you? I have no idea. Like, I thought I did everything right. I was a 4.0 plus student, like I had so much like good going on. I don't know what happened, but I still got into a UC. Didn't really like it. Was paying 15K a year for like random ass classes. Took my first few CS classes, fucking hated it, right? Like, I was passing but barely because I was so depressed. And I hated going on campus. So like, no one told my parents this. I don't think anyone knows my parents. If you tell them, I'll find you. I would just show up to campus, go to a taco truck, and just like sit there and eat tacos until I would have to go back to my apartment. I had like a, what's it called? An art portfolio. I should have applied for art. Like, that's what this all kind of boils down to. And I had this regret on me for like years, right? Up until last year, I was like, low-key, I can't do this anymore, right? So I talked to my parents. It's crazy. My parents are Vietnamese Hispanic immigrants. And I was like, hey, parents, I'm gonna take a quarter off of school. A quarter, by the way, is like, what, 2-3 months? Something like that? Crazy conversation. Like, that is like scary. They was mad, I can tell. My parents are more so confused because they were like, what do you mean you're taking a break, And I was like, it's just not the vibe. But I was like, my mental health's not very good. I just want to take a break and I'll jump back into school. I have enough time to like make it back up. So it'll be fine. I lied. 1 quarter turned into an entire year. Which then turned into another conversation with my parents where I was like, hey, I kind of don't want to go back to school. Which is like a little awkward because my parents didn't understand and they still kind of don't get it, right? It's not the vibes. And so I was just like, oh, I'm trying out this like art streaming thing, and I'm gonna be like completely completely honest. I make like an okay amount of money off of commissions and streaming. From streaming, I make like 5% of my income. Okay, streaming unless you have like sponsorships and stuff. Also, I'm a very small streamer. If you have sponsorships and stuff, you'll make more money, but you don't really make that much money off of like streaming directly. Like if I'm lucky, I'll make like like $100 or $200 off of streaming, but that's like if I'm lucky, right? If I'm like pumping in the hours and stuff, but that like rarely happens just because like I don't expect anyone to pay, you know, for this. My art and my art commissions is what makes me the most of my income, but it's like not very sustainable, you know. Love how open you are with this. Yeah, because if you guys are trying, this is esports real. If you guys are trying to go into the same thing that I'm doing, just note that like I'm not super well off. Like I still live with my parents. I don't go to school. I work, right? I don't make too much money, but I live comfortably. And I think with a few more months, maybe even a few more years of this, I could like share an apartment with people. But this isn't really something I'd recommend. I want to say like this story is more so to be like, I want to say to be honest with yourself with what you want to do in your life and how you want to like live your life, right? TLDR, I went from a CS student to an artist simply because I hated CS and I had lied to myself for like, 6 years, and I really liked it. Guys, don't freaking leave it. If you leave, I'm gonna explode. I will explode you with my big fat brain if you leave right now.